Hello friends, today we'll learn about corona and SAG. So before going through corona or SAG, so we'll see skin effect. So the phenomenon of arising due to unequal distribution of current over the entire cross section of a conductor being used for long distance power station transmission is referred as skin effect. So factors affecting skin effect: shape of the conductor, type of the material, diameter of the conductor, operational frequency. So skin effect generally occur in AC supplies only. Skin effect doesn't occur in DC supply. So the modification in line calculation need to be done accordingly. The distribution of current over the entire cross section of the conductor is quite uniform in case of DC system, but what we using in the present era of the power system engineering is predominantly an alternating current system, where the current tends to flow for higher density through the surface of the conductors, leaving the core deprived of necessary number of electrons. In fact, even arises a condition when absolute no current flows through the core and concentrating the entire amount on the surface region, thus resulting in an increase in effective electrical resistance of the conductor. This particular trend of an AC transmission system to take the surface path for the flow of current depriving the core is referred as skin effect in the transmission line. So the major factors affecting the skin effect are shape of the conductor, type of the material, diameter of the conductor, and operational frequency. Then we'll see proximity effect. Proximity means nearness in space or time, so as to name suggests. Proximity effect in the transmission lines indicate the effect in one conductor for other neighboring conductors. When the alternating current is flowing through a conductor, alternating magnetic flux is generated surrounding the conductor. This magnetic flux associates with the neighboring wires and generates a circulating current called eddy current. This circulating current increases the resistance of the conductor and push away the flowing current through the conductor, which causes the crowding effect. When the gap between the wires are greater, the proximity effect is less and it rises when the gap is reduced. Then we'll see the corona. So here the corona uh, is something like that when an alternating potential difference is applied across the two conductors whose spacing is large as compared to their diameter. There is no apparent change in the condition of the atmospheric air surrounding wires if the applied voltage is low. However, when applied voltage exceeds a certain value called critical dissipatory value, the conductors are surrounded by faint violet glow called corona. The phenomena of corona is accomplished by hissing noise, production of ozone, uh, power loss, and radio interference. Electric power transmission practically deals in the bulk transfer of electric energy from generating station situated many kilometers away from main consumption centers or the cities. For this reason, the long distance cables are of utmost necessity for effective power transfer, which inevitably results in a huge losses across the system. Minimizing those has been a major challenge for power engineers of late, and to do that one should have clear understanding of the types and nature of the losses. one of them being the corona effect in power system, which has a predominant role in reducing the efficiency of extra high voltage lines, which we are going to concentrate in this session. When an alternating current is made to flow across two conductors of transmission line whose spacing is large compared to diameter, then air surrounding the conductors is subjected to dielectric stress. At low values of the supply and voltage, nothing really occurs at the stress nothing really occurs as the stress is too less to ionize the air outside. But when the potential difference is made to increase beyond some threshold value of 30 kV known as critical disruptive voltage, then the field strength increases and then the air surrounding it experiences stress high enough to be dissociated into ions, making the atmosphere conducting. This results in a dielectric discharge around the conductors due to the flow of these ions, giving rise to a faint glow along with a characteristic odor. This phenomena of electrical discharge occurring in transmission line for higher values of voltage is known as corona effect in power system. If the voltage across line is still increased, the glow becomes more and more intense along with the hissing noise, inducing very high power loss into the system, which must be accounted for. So factors affecting corona in power system. As mentioned earlier, the line voltage of conductor is main determining factor for corona in transmission line. At low voltages, lesser critical disruptive voltage, the stress on the air is too less to disassociate them, and hence no electrical discharge occurs. So first one is atmospheric condition for corona in transmission line. It has been physically proven that voltage gradient for dielectric breakdown of air is directly proportional to density of air. It hence in a stormy day, due to continuous airflow, the number of ions present surrounding the conductor is far more than normal, and hence it's more likely to have a electrical discharge in transmission line on such a day compared to a day with fairly clear weather. The system has to design taking those extreme situation into consideration. So whenever a stormy day is there, whenever there is a continuous flow of air is there at that time, so we have to consider these days also while designing a transmission line. The conditions of cables for corona. This particular phenomena depends highly on conductors and its physical condition. It has an inverse proportionality relation with diameter of the conductor. When with the increase in diameter, the effect of corona in power system reduces considerably. So also the presence of dirt on roughness of the conductor reduces the critical breakdown voltage, making the conductors more prone to corona losses. Hence in most cities, the industrial areas having high pollution, the factor is reasonable importance to counter ill effect it has on the system. Another factor, spacing between the conductors. So for corona to occur effectively, the spacing between the lines should be much higher compared to its diameter. But if the length is increased beyond a certain limit, the dielectric strength on air reduces, and consequently the effect of corona reduces as well. If the spacing is made too large, then corona for that region of transmission line might not occur at all. Okay, so to decrease corona, we have to increase the spacing between the transmission line. We have to increase the diameter. Then the formation of corona may be minimized. And another important factor, when wherever pollution is there, so the effect of corona should be considered, because there there will be unequal distribution of voltage, and there may be a chance of conductor reacting with the atmosphere. Then important terms while calculating corona we have to consider. First important term is critical disruptive voltage. It is the minimum phase neutral voltage at which corona occurs. Consider two conductors of radii r centimeter and spaced uh, between d centimeter apart. If V is the phase to neutral potential, then potential gradient at the conductor surface is given by G naught is equals to Vc by R of log n log d by R. The value of G naught is directly proportional to air density. Thus, the breakdown strength of air at biometric pressure B centimeter of mercury and temperature of T degree centigrade becomes delta where delta is equals to air density factor. So, under standard condition, the value of delta is equals to 1. Visual critical voltage. It is minimum phase neutral voltage at which corona glow appears all along the line conductors. It has been seen that in case of parallel conductor, the corona glow does not being at disruptive voltage Vc but at higher voltage Vv, visual critical voltage. The phase neutral effective value of visual critical voltage is given by this formula. Vv is equals to mv G naught delta R 1 plus 0.3 square root of delta R multiplied by log of d by R kV per phase, where mv is another irregularity factor, and having a value of 1.0 for polished conductors and 0.72 to 0.82 for rough conditions. Then power loss due to corona. Formation of corona is always accompanied by energy loss, which is dissipated in the form of light, heat, sound and chemical action. When disruptive voltage is exceeded, the power loss due to corona is given by P is equals to 241 into 10 to the power of minus 5 F plus 25 by delta square root of R by D V minus Vc square kilowatt per kilometer per phase. Then advantages and disadvantages of corona. Corona has many advantages and disadvantages. In the current design of high voltage overhead line, a balance should be struck between advantages and disadvantages. Advantages. Due to corona formation, the air surrounding the conductor becomes conducting and hence the virtual diameter of the conductor is increased. The increased diameter reduces the electrostatic stresses between the conductors. Corona reduces the effect of transient produced by the surges. Disadvantage. Corona is accompanied by a loss of energy. This affects the transmission efficiency of the line, and ozone is produced by the corona and may cause corrosion of the conductor due to chemical action. The current drawn by the line due to corona is non-sinusoidal and hence non-sinusoidal voltage drop occurs in the line. This may cause inductive interference with neighboring communication lines. Now we will see methods to reduce corona. So corona can be reduced and in many cases it cannot be avoided, but we can reduce the effect of corona. So first method is by minimizing the voltage stress and electric field gradient. This is accomplished by utilizing good high voltage design practices, maximizing the distance between the conductors that have large voltage differentials, using conductors with large radii and avoiding parts that have sharp points of sharp edges. Then second one, surface treatment. Corona inception voltage can be sometimes be increased by using a surface treatment such as semiconductor layer, high voltage putty or corona dope. Then homogeneous insulators. Use a good homogeneous insulator. Void free solids such as properly prepared siliconine and epoxy coating materials work well. Then if you are limited to using air as your insulator, then you are left with geometry as the critical parameter. Finally, ensure that steps are taken to reduce or eliminate unwanted voltage transfer which cause corona to start. Then we can go for using of bundled conductors. So on 345 kV lines we have installed multiple conductors per phase. This is common way to increase the effective diameter of the conductor, which is in turn results in less resistance and in turn reduces the losses. Then by increasing the spacing between the conductors, corona discharge effect can be reduced by increasing the clearance spacing between the phases of the transmission lines. However, increase in the phases results in heavier metal supports, cost and space requirements increases. By increasing the diameter of the conductor, we can reduce the corona discharge also. Then we'll go for another important topic called as sag. Sag in overhead transmission line will happen due to erecting structures. So we'll see now, while erecting an overhead line, it is very important that conductors are under safe tension. If the conductors are too much stretched between the supports in a bid to save conductor material, the stress in the conductor may reach unsafe value, and in certain cases the conductor may break due to excessive tension. So you can see, so in figure 1 sag in transmission line, you can observe that in AOB, so there is a difference between the height between A and O, that is known as sag. So from the figure we can note the following points. When the conductor is suspended between the two supports at same level, it takes the shape of a catenary. However, if the sag is very small compared with the span, then sag span curves is like a parabola. The tension at any point on the conductor acts tangentially, that is shown in figure 2. Thus tension T0 at the lowest point acts horizontal. The horizontal component of tension is constant throughout the length of the wire. The tension at support is approximately equal to horizontal tension acting at any point on the wire. Thus, if T is the tension at the support B, then T is equals to T0. Now it is important consideration we have to go for the calculations of sag and tension of a tension occurring on the conductor. This is an important consideration in mechanical design of overhead lines. The conductor sag should be kept to a minimum in order to reduce the conductor material and to avoid extra pole height for sufficient clearance above the ground level. So calculation of sag we will see. In an overhead line, the sag should be so adjusted that tension in the conductor is within the safe limits, and the tension is governed by the conductor weight, effect of wind, ice loading and temperature variations. It is important practice to keep conductor tension less than 50% of its ultimate tensile strength. Minimum factor of safety in respect of conductor tension should be 2. So we shall now calculate sag and tension of a conductor when supports are at equal lengths and when supports are at unequal length. So the figure shows, consider a figure as shown in the this presentation. This A and B are at equi-level supports with one side is A and another side is B, and with O is at the lowest point. So if you consider length is equals to small l is the length between A and B as length of span, W is the weight per unit, T is the tension of the in the conductor. Then sag is given by WL square by 8T. Then effect on ice loading on the sag or a conductor. The above formula for sag are truly only in the still air at normal temperature when the conductor is acted by its weight only. However, in actual practice, a conductor may have ice coating and simultaneously subjected to wind pressure. So, the effective WT is considered, okay, WW is the weight of the conductor, then W plus WI, weight of the WW is the wind direction, then WI is ice loading in and W is the weight of the conductor. So total effect of weight of the conductor is WT. So total weight of the conductor per unit length WT is equals to square root of W plus WI square plus W square, where weight of the conductor per length is equals to conductor material density into volume per unit length, where WI is weight of ice per unit length, density of ice multiplied by volume of ice per unit length, WW wind force per unit length, that is equals to wind pressure per unit area into projected area per unit length. Then with the sag template. A sag template is very important tool with the help of which the position of tower on the profile is decided so that they conform to the limitation of vertical and wind loads on any particular tower and minimum clearance as per IE rules required to maintain between the line conductor to ground, telephone lines, buildings, streets, navigable canals, power lines, or any other object coming under the line. A sag template is specific for particular line voltage, the conductor used, and the applicable design condition. Therefore, the correct applicable sag template should be used. A sag template consists of set of parabolic curves that is shown in the figure on a transparent celluloid or acrylic clear sheet duly cut in over the maximum conductor sag curve to allow the conductor curve to be drawn and the lowest points of the conductor sags to be marked on the profile when the profile is underneath. Okay, so you can see the various clearing condition under normal span and what should be the sag. So cold curve, hot curve, general clearance, tower footing, normal span, like that you can see the SAM template. So with the help of SAM template we can position our towers. Okay, thank you very much.